So if you don't go, they will start to shoot. Okay. Then I told all the leaders what Mr. John was saying. They said, no problem. We will sit down. We won't fight with anyone. So they started to count. I think they said 1, 2, 3. So we got up because we were sitting down and we held our hands high to say we are surrendering guys. So but they started to shoot.
The workers' rights in this country, do you know what are they? Whether you're permanently employed, whether you're on a contract, whether it's casual employment. 1, you should not be unfairly dismissed or discriminated against. 2, to be provided with appropriate resources and equipment. The 3rd one is to have safe working conditions. And the 4th is to receive the agreed remuneration on the agreed date and time. To receive as well fair labor practices. To be treated with dignity and to be treated with respect. To non-victimization, and in claiming your rights and using procedures. To leave benefits, other basic conditions of employment as stipulated on the Basic Conditions of Employment Act. All these rights did not apply in a case of Sibusiso David Golobe and his co-workers when they were severely assaulted by the security guards of a company that was contracted to render private security services for their employer. They were peacefully having a sit-in, or some others call it a protest, but at the time it wasn't, it was a sit-in. And it was against the unfair working conditions, their effort in seeking justice for what happened. They're still enjoying the struggle. And this is something that is happening and is rife in this country, where workers' interests and their suffering are always at the receiving end. I have David here today to actually talk to me about his story. Because if we do not create awareness on these issues, they will keep on happening. If you haven't subscribed on this channel, please do so. Please like, please share. We appreciate your contribution. We appreciate your comment. This forum for marginalized people is one forum where we really need to actually talk and head on these issues. And this is the forum to do so. David? Unjani?
Yeah,
Ngikubiza bani Sibude?
yeah, must be.
Sibude. Your case, in terms of what happened, it happens most of the time in companies, and workers are at the receiving end of the injustices that normally happen. So can you take us back in terms of your story? Spook.
Thanks for the opportunity. I've been looking forward to share my story. My name is Mr. David Golobe. I used to work for a company called Agriflex, which was contracted to Middlefeeds. Middlefeeds is a client. So we were providing a service for the client. Also, there was a logistic company called Keystone. We were providing logistic services for middle office, right? As well as the identity card that they've mentioned. They were the one who were in charge of protecting property, providing private security for the company. Yes, as well as they were workers, permanent workers for benefits. Yes, so on the 13th of January 2022, when we were going to work, when we get there at the company premises, we found out that there was a local political party that is called AVPP. So they have shut down the company. How can I put it? Should be Valley Amagate, the middle of it.
This is the political party.
Yeah, the political party called AVPP. So it seems like they were local businesses. They were asking for business opportunities, like they trained us for tracking, wash bay. Yeah, so when we get there, we found them at the gates. They have locked the gates. They wanted to speak to the company regional manager of Middle East, Mike Sarenov. So when we get there, we saw an opportunity to talk to them so that we may assist each other, because ourselves we have struggled under the conditions that we're working under.
So which company at the time, because you've mentioned a lot of companies, and the main company that you're talking about, that your company, if I may presume, will be able to guide you accordingly, was rendering services to. So your company was rendering services to Midfields.
Yes.
And which company is that you are referring to?
It's AgriFlex.
AgriFlex.
Yes, we are rendering the service of cleaning, offloading. There are many services that do offloading and intake, as well as loading. Yes, yeah.
So were you employed as a permanent worker, or was it casual, or was it contract work?
It was a contract work.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. So when we spoke to AVPP, and it was we as the contractors, the AgriFlex, as well as the permanent employers from Middle Feeds. Also, they had their own concerns. Yeah. So as well as the drivers for Keystone, the one that they are providing logistics services.
Okay.
Yeah, they had their own grievances. So we got together and we formed this one unit. So that then we decided to no, we and AVPP, the political party, we will go in and talk with the regional manager, Mr. Mike Sarenov. So we told Mr. Mike Sarenov our grievances, the working conditions we are living on. And he promised us that on the 18th of January, he was going to give us the feedback, all of us. Yes. So when on the 18th of January, okay, we were supposed to get a feedback from Mike Sarenov. But Mike Sarenov, he told the Mr. Poisinide, who was the GM at the company. He told him that he should tell us that the meeting has been postponed for the 25th of January. So
it's workers
yeah,
coming that planned to meet with management.
yes.
So it was a combination of workers from different companies that you had services.
Yes.
and requested for a meeting,
Yes.
and the meeting was subsequently postponed.
The
The conditions that you are referring to, so
Yes.
what are those conditions?
That reflects our the owner of the company, Mr. Carl Sivaj, because he's the one who was the owner of the company at that time. So the living condition, the condition that we're working under it was unsafe conditions, because there are many of us who got injured at work. My colleagues, many of them got injured at work, and some conditions that you work on, you can see now. You can see for yourself that when they take you to work at a certain place, you can see that this is not for you can't work under these conditions. It's not, even a human being cannot work there. So they will force and sometimes they will intimidate. If you don't want to work, they will show you the gates.
So when you're talking about the conditions and you were saying even a human being cannot work on those conditions, can you just perhaps maybe explain to me a little bit in terms of what you are referring to?
The conditions that you see, like in how can I put it? Maybe the place. And then sometimes we find we're supposed to work at a place where there is no ventilation. Yeah, there's no ventilation. The smell there is unbearable. Like the other time, there was a time where we're supposed to work at a certain place. Yes, you see that food that they use to produce that feed got mixed up. Sometimes it gets rotten, it smells unbearable. So you can see that they're supposed to get a vacuum truck to suck that dirt, not a human being to go and work.
So when they're producing animal feed,
Yes.
and so in producing that animal feed, you were supposed to go there and clean up.
Yes, you are supposed to go, because you're supposed to go there and clean up. Yes, so it was unfair for a human being to work there.
Any protective clothing that you were given? Anything that you were given?
It was not enough. It was not enough because it didn't make any difference. Because some of the things I can see that even you can wear PPE, but it's the same. Like, you get affected at the end of the day. Day by day, you work there. So what happens after many years? Those things, it grows inside of you. It grows bit by bit.
Is it you inhaling?
Yes,
Inhaling that animal food?
Yeah, that rotten stuff, like animal feeds. Yes, the animal is mixed with water. Stuff, and as time goes by, it gets rotten, so the smell is very unbearable. So as because of me, reflects the contractor, those were the consent as well as the salaries.
Yeah.
There were no benefits. There were no benefits. Yes, there were no benefits. Those were our work preferences. What I know about the permanent employers of Middle Foods, then they didn't have access to a union. That was their concern.
Okay.
They can't get a union. I don't know, maybe the company. I think the company Middle Foods doesn't want to associate with unions.
So it was not unionized?
Yes, they were not unionized. In fact, their number, they were not, their number, I think they were 19 permanent employees. Yes. So now we're 80 something is our contractors.
Okay. So you were under different services.
Yes. So the permanent employees from Middle Fields, because I think there was this certain rule, I think I'm not sure about it, but it says 50+1. So they couldn't meet that 50+1. So they couldn't get a new one. They couldn't have a new one. So that was their limit. Yes.
So the meeting's postponed.
Yes, the meeting got postponed when Mr. Boisinaido,
Sure.
the GM, told us that Mr. Maxaranov says that unfortunately the meeting has to be postponed until on the 25th of January. So we decided that no, it's not a problem. The meeting can be postponed, but what we will do, we will come at work every day normally. We will sit in and wait for the 25. Yeah, we'll come at work and we'll sit in and wait for the 25. So we did that. Then the company called the police.
So on the 25th, you waited for feedback. And what was the feedback?
No, on the 18th.
So on the 18th,
Yeah,
yes.
we are still on the 18th.
Yes, yes.
Because on the 18th was supposed to give us the feedback, but we postponed it until on the 25th. So that's when we decided, no, we will wait until the 25th, but we will come to work normally. So talk up and we'll sit down and do nothing and wait for him, Mr. Mike Saranov, to give us the feedback. So as they were giving us this ultimatum, that we should go back to work. But we didn't agree. We kept on telling them that no, we will wait for the 25. We'll come back work normal and we'll sit down and do nothing and wait for the feedback. So the police came. When they came, they saw okay that we were not doing any harm. They went back. Okay. Then at night, there was this, I think it's a unit from Fidelity Guard. They wear black clothes, they wear shields. You know? So they came in, a lot of them. So, okay, there's a gate there that they locked, so that you cannot go, to approach there are certain areas there at the company. So the gates were locked so that we cannot go over there. So what happened is, I remember this unit. They were wearing black. Yeah, they were wearing black clothes. They were covering themselves with sheets. So we sit there and do nothing. Okay, they were there. I think they were surrounding the place. I don't know what they were doing, but most they were walking over the place. I don't know, maybe they were planning something or what. So late, I think it was around 8 o'clock at night. We were still there because there was supposed to be another shift that was supposed to come in. Yeah, so the other shift came in. So, but we remained behind. We didn't go. Okay, the other shift came in. All right. Then again, what happened is there's this guy whose name is Gianni something. He's an Italian guy. Yeah, something if I'm pronouncing the name correctly. He came to me and told me that Mr. Mike Saranov is sending another creation team now. So if we don't go, they will start to shoot. Okay. Then I told all the leaders what Mr. John was saying. They said, no problem. See, we'll sit down. We won't fight with anyone. So suddenly, there was a huge gate where the trucks that were using, when the trucks Eastern, they were using this big gate to enter. So that the gate was locked with the chain. So at night, it was around about 8 to 9. So there was this white guy. I don't know if I should. Yeah, there was this white guy who took this thing, they call it a bolt cutter. Yeah, took a bolt cutter. He went outside to open the gate outside, yeah, to break the chain. So he took the bolt cutter. When he took the bolt cutter, he started to break the chain. When he started to break the chain, the others were surrounding us. They've already surrounded us. So what I remember is this guy who was having the ball cut to break the chain. What he said was they have a sport skipped. So they started to count. I think they said 1, 2, 3. So we got up because we were sitting down and we held our hands high to say we are surrendering, guys. So but they started to shoot now.
Was it live ammunition that they were using?
No, it was not like that.
What were they using?
We were using rubber bullets. Yes. So they started to shoot. Because this guy, what I understand is that his motive to open the gate was that we should run through the gate. So, but because when you get into a situation you got confused, you don't know what's happening, you just run where you see that you'll be safe. So they started to shoot everyone, started to shoot. When they started to shoot, okay, I got an opportunity to escape through the fence. Yes. I escaped through the fence. And they shot was why I remember that when we got shot, I ran away. Yeah, I ran away through there was a fence there. I ran away. So when I got to the four-way, I decided to go and check if everyone is okay. When I get there, I found that there are some who escaped. Some have been shot. So there were ambulances down on the company premises. So when there were ambulances on the company premises, I took some of the guys who were injured and I said, let us go and open the case the station. Then get there and open the case. They told us that go to the hospital to fill up the J88 forms. Then we went there and we filled up the J88 forms. And then after that, after we opened the case, I don't know how if Intricat knew that we have opened a case against them, but they too they went to the police station and they opened their own case against us. Because I remember there were charges of intimidation, occupying the company illegally. Some of them I don't remember, but they opened a case against us.
So you reported on duty
Yes.
and you decided that you were going to do a sit-in.
Yes.
So don't you think that perhaps you were supposed to have given the company an opportunity for them to be able to come back to you on the 25th and continue working as normal, than having a sit-in and wait for them to hear what they're going to be saying on the 25th?
Perhaps, yeah, but the thing is, you see, they have made a lot of promises before, so they didn't, they did not fit, they did not fulfill, yes. So the chances of us to wait for the 25th, for the 25 and hear their the feedback. So because of a lot of promises that they have made, they didn't fulfill. So we decided so not to agree with them, but to just sit in and wait for the 25.
So they were prolonging issues.
Yes.
They made certain were there certain undertakings that the company made before on the issues that you raised that made you unhappy?
Yes, because sometimes we will as we are as we as contractors, you will go and speak with the client in the middle of it. You ask for an appointment with the with the GM, Mr. Postman. You will raise some concerns. Okay, they will speak to Mr. Khan, the the owner of the contract. But at the end of the day, nothing will happen. When you went back again, they will tell you that they don't interfere with contractors.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't deal with contractors. This is what they will tell you.
So the charges that you laid against the company, presumably so it was the security company.
Yes.
Um, what were they?
Mm, what? Because they shot us and some of us we got injured. Yeah, so I think it's not quite sure, but I think for shooting at us, although I didn't see the have an opportunity to see the charges. Yeah, so what the charges that I saw is the one with the fidelity card that they open against us. So in a way, opened the charges regarding because they shot us and we were not fighting. So they shot us, they injured some of us. So I think yeah, that's the reason we opened the case against them.
So they shot at you without a warning.
No, not with them.
The fidelity guards that were on duty at the time, they decided to open a case against you as well as well as.
Yes, against us all as well as.
And the charges were?
I think there were 5 charges. But what I can remember it was intimidation, occupying the company premises illegally. Yeah, I think it's I don't need that, but I remember that because there's a mention occupying the company premises illegally, as well as intimidation.
So in those two cases, so you opened cases against each other, right? So when that happened, then what happened next?
What happened next is after the company benefits as the client then said that he want everyone to return to work. So, but everyone must sign the peace agreement as well as the final return money. So, some of the workers they did sign the peace agreement as well as the return final money. So, but some of us we didn't see it as a good thing because they say that if we sign the peace agreement in as well as the final return money, there won't be any dismissal and all the issues will be resolved now after we have signed all those documents that I'm mentioning right now. So, but some of us we didn't go through that process of signing it because what I believe is there was no need for me to sign that peace agreement because at the first place I was not fighting with people. I didn't damage any property. So I was not fighting. Why should I sign a peace agreement? As well as the final return money? So I so what happened is some of us who didn't sign that agreement, we dismissed some of the people they continue to work, even though their grievances today, even they're not resolved since then. So uh, our the owner of the contractor, Mr. Kanselach, we took him to the CMA. No, sorry. Okay, there was a hearing. First, there was a hearing. After the hearing, there was a verdict that says it was dismissal. Then because we had a union that beat us up, at least for this one, so they opened a case against articles. When we went to CCMA, but only because I was a shop steward. So many of the employees, some of them, they were not interested to go back. What they wanted is they wanted all their severance packages, all their benefits, because they say that they can't go work under those conditions. They just wanted their benefits at work. So we took Mr. Khan at CCMA, but still at CCMA, things they do go well. Yes. So after there was another problem. Seems like Mr. Carl previously he was working for, there was a contractor called Bellot. He was a site manager at Bellot. The Bellot was the owner of Bellot, the director was Mr. Andre. Yes, this was they called him Andre, yeah, it was Andre. But he was not regular at the company premises. You could see him only once. So when Mr. Andre, his contract ended, the Bellot that Mr. Carl used to work for as site manager, Mr. Carl took over the contract. Then he promised all of us that all the benefits of Bellot go to continue with them. I think they call it Section 187, transfer of business. So he took over the contract. So when you find out when we dismissed, now Mr. Khan didn't live up to his promises. Because I don't know how he did it, but he managed not to pay the benefits, the severance packages, all the years that we worked for Bellot. The year promised us that he will pay all his benefits. Only paid when he started to take over the contract until the day he got dismissed.
So the benefits that we're actually referring to, can you just unpack a little bit in terms of those benefits? Was he deducting monies from workers towards those particular benefits?
Yes, what they deducted only UIF. They deducted only UIF. It was only UIF that deducted. So there were no many benefits. Because on our pay slips, we see that you only deduct UIF only. Yes.
So when you went to the CCMA, you took the employer to the CCMA because of unfair dismissal.
Yes.
And the fact that there were certain promises that were made by the company that were not fulfilled. How did the process turn out? How did you lose the case?
We lose the case. What I could remember is on the day of the hearing, the one guy was representing us. Unfortunately, I cannot remember his name. It was from the union, Peter Usha. He said that we should admit that we were wrong. He said that to us that we should admit that we were wrong and ask that the employer to forgive. Forgive, yes. Yeah, we must admit that we were wrong with a strike, and the employer should at least here the employer should at least give us a chance that we can go back to work. So when we get there, the CCMA, Mr. Carl said that Middlefields, as the client, says that because we didn't sign this peace agreement and the final alternative, they don't want anyone inside the native company premises.
How many of you were affected by this process?
We are 50 something, 50 something. Something, because what I remember, only 20 something workers went back to sign those peace agreement and final alternative. So some of us, me, I personally, I didn't want to go there because those issues were not resolved and I didn't see any reason like a commission that to sign those documents because I was not fighting with anyone. So Mr. Khan, what he raised at his way is that it doesn't have a problem of taking us back to work. But the thing is the middle feeds as the client is binded by the client. The client says if we don't sign that final return warning in that peace agreement, they can't allow both sides. So that's the reason that he decided that because we didn't sign those final return warning as well as the peace agreement, that is dismissing all of us.
But isn't it that the same company that he's talking about that indicated that they don't get involved in contractual issues?
Yes, it's
And therefore, how convenient is it now when he's at the CCMA to indicate that those conditions for you to be returning to work were based on the client's demands?
Yes.
And so the CCMA happened, you guys were dismissed.
Yeah.
What happened from there on?
After we got dismissed, then we received because there was a settlement amount that we received from Agriplex. And then when we went to the Department of Labor for our UIF benefits, there was a declaration that's supposed to be made because it seems like now the years that we worked for from Bellord, the previous contractor to Agriflex, when Mr. Khan took over the contract and promised everyone that he has applied Section 187, taking over all the benefits from Bellord for all these years. It seems like now there were changes now in the Department of Labor. Okay, some of the guys they opened the case against Mr. Khan in the Department of Labor. But Mr. Khan said that during that time of Bellord, he was only the site manager. So he was not the company owner, he was not the owner of the company. So if the people they wanted their life from Bellord, they should go and look for Mr. Andre. Well, even he doesn't know where Mr. Andre stays. Even today, people have not, none of us have received the UIF from Mr. Andre because what Carl says that Mr. Andre is out radar from everyone, he cannot be found. So until today, people they have not received their UIF man that they've worked for all these years.
So you are being pushed from pillar to post and sent from pillar to post.
Yes.
For you to be able to get justice and the issue.
Yes, concerning the issue of the shooting.
Yes.
Yes, what I've did, I've made a follow up on the case because the investigating officer, the 2 years, 2 years. I made a follow up with Mr. Mutu, but he told me that he has made a certain efforts to go and look for the list of the security guards who were there on site. So unfortunately, he only found only 5 names of the security guards on the list that they were there. So he made an effort to go and look for the guy who was the leader on that day, whose name they call him Anthony. So, but cannot find him. Cannot find him.
A leader from which company they referring to now?
From Fidelity Guard.
From Fidelity.
Who was in charge? Yes, who was in charge to bring that?
The one that said the heck is open now. That one.
Yes. Yeah. So he said he can't find him. He has made all the efforts. He has went from pillar to post. So it seems like the case now it's stopped. Not going anywhere.
Have you made any attempt as workers to write to Fidelity or approach Fidelity Security Services with regards to issues?
Yes, I've written to Fidelity. Yes, so they say that this matter must be. They only deal with police. Only police that they were going to respond to. Yes. So they say that if I kept on writing to them, they say that they will inform the police that now I am intimidating them now. Because I wanted justice, I wanted closure. How come can they send security guards on site? And those guys they should work us. At the end of the day, nobody is taking any responsibility. And those people are not found, but they were on site. There are a lot of cameras on site. They see everything that happens there. So how come is it difficult to find those people? So to me, it's even today I don't understand it. Fidelity Guard, how come they didn't surrender the names of those people who shot the workers? Because even the weapons that were used, according to the investigative officer, Mr. Mtu, says that he tried even to get the weapons, but he didn't find any. Because what he told me is that he wanted to go and test the weapons. The weapons were supposed to be taken for ballistic testing, yes. So that was not done because they couldn't find any weapon. They could not find any of the security guards who shot us that day.
With your story, with what has happened to you, what justice are you looking for specifically?
I want Fidelity Guard to take accountability to what they've done. Because many of us were injured during that day. And some even today, they have permanent scars, permanent injuries. There was a guy who was badly shot that day. His name is Tulan for 9 years. Who was badly shot that ended up walking with crutches. So, but today is okay. But when it's cold, he told me that when it's cold, he can't work. It's impossible to work because of this.
Start flaring up again.
Yes. Yes. So because the Freddy Guard, this was not the first incident. In 2018, there was another incident in CJ Williams Pharmacy. Yeah, pharmacy where they manufacture medicine. So the same thing happened with Fidelity Guard with Delmas. But unfortunately, those ones they didn't open the case. They were afraid. I spoke to a certain lady who works there even today, told me that headache. I think yellow. I don't know what happened, but it doesn't function normally now. I think it's going to give that condition forever.
Going forward, you are the only one that is actually standing up and seeking for justice. And you've made several attempts for you to be able to hold people responsible or accountable for it. Can you imagine there must be a very lonely chain for your species?
But I'm not saddened by that part because uh, as I was a shop steward, uh, what I've noticed about the people that I was working with, some of them they were afraid. They're afraid to stand up for anything that is wrong that is happening. So they're even afraid now, even if they can't stand on their own, fighting them. So I don't seek only justice for myself. No. Everyone, everyone who has had to do that day, everyone who get permanent injuries to them during that day. And what the sad part about it is that there was a elder person that day. I think he was born in 1950. Was very was was the oldest who got injured. The sad part is that after that injury, as an elder person, we know these conditions of high blood and what, but his condition got worse after that shooting. So that is why I'm saying that I don't seek justice for myself. I know some of the guys. I was there last week. I've seen how that incident that day has affected their life. So uh, that is why I'm saying that I'm going to continue to seek justice. Fidelity card must take accountability what they have done. And as it was not the first incident you have done, just imagine the whole community of Delmas. Okay, how many people have suffered? How many people were injured by fidelity card? So I don't think it's fair. It's not fair. It's not fair for civilians, for people to be victimized. Because their operation I've seen, they are very barbaric and they are very hostile. They are very hostile and barbaric. Because one guy, they told me that was shot at close range. After everything has happened, after the ambulances have arrived, the situation was under control. Although we were not fighting. But that guy was shot at close range. And was shot at close range. So it seems like they are very barbaric. They are very hostile. So I don't think the way they carry on their operations is not safe for the community of Delmas. People are not safe.
So what justice are you looking for? Specifically,
Uh, so we fidelity guard must take responsibility. Must take responsibility. Must be accountable what they've done. Must uh, you must go to court. You must be persecuted. Because that's the only thing that now is standing in the way. Because as the investigating officer says that for now, uh, because the case now is stopped, so for us to get justice, the chances are good because our chances of us of getting to court they are very slim because it doesn't have anything now to be able to charge them because you can't find the security guards that shot people that day. There's nothing that you can work with that they will be able to prosecute you get a chicken.
since the incident has happened, have you been threatened? Have you encountered any threats from anyone? The company, the security company?
No, I don't think it was a threat, but as I've said that after I wrote to them, they said that they will press charges if I kept on fighting to them because this matter is dealt with the police. So I should leave this matter. The only deal with the police. That was the only correspondence. So there,
So it just happened in 2022?
yes, 2022.
Yeah, in 2022. You had been fighting the struggle?
Yes, been fighting this struggle
Uh,
ever since.
you had been frustrated?
Yes, it's frustrating.
I can imagine. There are recourses, I think, that as a worker
Yes.
that suffered what you endured are existing.
Yeah.
And telling your story in terms of what happened will be able to assist not only you, as you indicated, there's a lot of workers that are faced by such condition. But this one talks to exploitation of workers
Yes.
and victimization of workers. As a previous short steward, the sprawling of these companies, especially contractors that do that, do you think that there is enough that is being done by the law to protect the interests of workers?
No, I don't think there's enough that has been done to help the interest of the workers. Yeah, the system is failing. It's failing the workers. Failing the workers very much. There's nothing that has been done to address the plight of the workers, the conditions that they live under. So I don't know, perhaps it's that some of them are afraid to speak up. I don't know, but the system it's failing the workers. What I think.
As a parting shot, after having enjoyed what you enjoyed as a worker, what are you doing now?
Because I registered company. So what we do is plan hire. In terms of supply, mining supplies, supply the mines with what they need. Yeah, sometimes I find clients for the oh, okay. Kushuti ngifonela ama-company like ama-client. Yeah, like mining industry, mhlampe unama-truck awukhona ungena ufaka ama-truck ngiyakukhulumela lapha ukwazi ukufaka ama-truck and then bese unikeza like certain percentage.
So you've moved into activism in some way or the other yourself.
Sorry?
You've moved into being an activist in your own way in terms of being able to empower the other companies to be able to get opportunities.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what you do now.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yes.
And how has it been going?
And sometimes it's up and down. Sometimes it's going well, sometimes it's not good, sometimes it picks up, it fluctuates.
So that is how now you're making a living.
Yes, currently that's how. In fact, now that I am, my ambition is to get into business full time.
The reason why you're getting into business full time is it because of the experiences that you went through?
No, not necessarily. See, because even when I was still working, I had the passion of having my own company. Yes, but during that time, you see, I didn't have a lot of information on how to start, what to do, who to approach. So, but now I've gained a lot of information, so that is why it's simple for me now to do what I do. Yes.
On that note, we would like to thank you, Sibusiso, I believe that there's a lot that we still need to uncover with regards to your story. I know sometimes the journey of you being able to seek justice on certain things that has happened in life becomes a process that becomes very tedious at times. And it's challenging and it's frustrating. But you know, the fact that you decided to actually come forward and have the zeal for you to be able to seek justice at that one, I need to commend you. It's the reason. But the second thing is go on, fight on. Not only for yourself, but for all the workers that are going through the same thing in marginalization, the victimization, the intimidation, the system itself. And the fact that there's individuals like such as yourself that has decided that they will stand up and fight the cause, we must commend you. Society, communities, they need people's assistance. So with that, we are going to be able to also render our support because the forum is for exactly that. In terms of being able to see finding some closure when it comes to this issue. We would like to thank you for telling your story. We are hoping that one time when you come back again, it will be a different story. And then this time, at least there will be a bit of smile that comes from you. I'm sorry for what happened. And for the fact that we're still going to have a journey as individuals and supporting each other, we're getting more support from others. On that note, we would like to thank you for being able to have an insight on the plight that is actually being placed by most workers in this country. There's a lot that we still need to unpack. There's a lot of victimization that happens. There's a lot of intimidation that happens. And these vulnerable workers, they've got nobody to actually turn to. Yes, some of them are unionized, some of them are not unionized. But the more we create awareness of the plight of workers in this country, the better ways in which we can be able to see how we could be able to move away from being able to exploit workers that are in need in this country. Thank you for joining us. As I have indicated, please share, please like, please subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thank you.